for today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
We triggered some peoples with the Alex Jones video. Who knew?
2 people?
It's like 3.
Oh.
Because we are micro mini.
I was one off.
We are there. Are we sort of like the deep web? Sort of, kinda.
We're kind of like in the sticks.
Yeah.
Even
We're in the boonies, even on the inner zones. Is that what it is?
basically, we're just out there. You'll find us at some point.
Oh, and that's okay. We're hidden in plain sight. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I don't mind.
It doesn't bother me. Now, I have never pursued as far as with the social media and stuff like that. No, I have no desire to. Let those who are supposed to find it. But I
think it's detrimental to your health, but at this point, I think it's regardless of how you want it, it's a necessary evil if you want to make money.
I don't want to make money off this. If I were making money off of it, then they could take the monies away, and it could.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying some of them that do want.
Yes, but it's like that was when they had Apocalypse or whatever it was that time, and that those who were making money off of it. If you're making money off of it, then those who control the money can control what you say.
Yeah.
That's true in a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's the reason, as far as the Apostle Paul
That's why
did
you
not
don't make deals
allow
with them.
that he did not allow his congregation to pay him. He was a tent maker. He had his own monies because he knew if these people were paying his salary that they could, like I said, control what he said. And he's like, no, that was a couple thousand years ago.
Yeah.
So it's sort of the same thing. But it was sort of incredible how polarizing, and everybody, it wasn't just us, lots of channels talking about the possibility of Alex Jones going back on Twitter/X. And why is that such a big deal?
I don't think it's a big deal, really. I think it's another needed thing because he is a man of free speech.
Right.
He is, at least he might be controlled opposition. Who knows?
We don't know.
But I don't know. He's not his actual persona that he put off there.
No. And I think
He's
lot of it,
just a guy that wants his country to be all right.
Yeah. But because he has children and he wants it to be okay for his children. Mm-hmm. And even as far as some of these urban areas and stuff that have changed so drastically and for the bad, in such a short period of time. Mm-hmm. And I think that's astounding to a lot of us.
I think it is too.
Mm-hmm. And that's just like as far as the movie that we are going to discuss. 1946. And that sounds like forever ago.
Oh, I didn't know if that was the title of the movie or...
No, It's a Wonderful Life. It was made in 1946. And we have got a cat over there. It's just
Voodoo,
nasty. You need to get you a tissue, honey. You really, really do. And
we could get her a mask.
This movie is something else that I watch.
You didn't even.
Usually yearly, if not more than once, because it's a wonderful reminder, and had people that younger people have no clue who these people were, but these were big name Hollywood talents back when people truly had talent.
I mean, you don't know who they are until you start watching their films and stuff.
Jimmy
like that,
Stewart.
And, even hearing interviews.
Yeah, Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed. Just such a fabulous story. And as I was getting close to time to watch this, I got to thinking, it's like, that's a multiverse movie.
Mm-hmm. It is.
For those, I doubt that. Well, I don't know. We get new subscribers from time to time, and the storyline is about George Bailey, and that's who Jimmy Stewart played. And it's interesting because his character was a very frustrated person.
He was. Very.
But he did not let his frustration prevent him from doing what needed to be done. Mm-mm. And so he reached a low point. And it's one of those that you think that evil's going to win in the story. I don't want to be too much of a spoiler on it. So this angel named Clarence was sent. And he was this amazing little old man, bumbling, that he had lived like during Victorian times. He didn't quite have, the modern stuff for the 40s. Mm-hmm. He's brilliant. And that if he could change George's mind about living, then he would earn his wings. And that anytime that you heard a bell ring, it meant an angel had gotten its wings. And so he was allowed to show, it's like George Bailey had gotten to the point, he's like, that he wished he had never been born. And so Clarence was able to show him what the world would have looked like had he not been born.
Yep.
And it wasn't good. Mm-mm. And the whole point of it was that every life touches all these other lives who touch all these other lives. It's this amazing ripple effect. And it's just a fabulous movie. And it's a reminder, that every day matters, every interaction matters. But also that multiverse, when you go into this quantum physics, mind meld. It really is. And to sit there and go, in an alternate reality, George did not exist, and so all these things happened. All these bad things happened.
Yeah, and then you start getting into being like, well, if this happened in this dimension, and you showed me what would have happened, so that means there's another dimension where this did happen.
And
then what about this? And then what about this? And then what about this? And it just piles on to the multi-dimensional theory. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like that's going too out there. That's why you don't go to...
Right.
You're going just out there at that point.
And Kid and I were talking about this, and you've got to wonder, is this theory of these multiverse, multiple different dimensions and stuff like that, is that another psyop?
In a way, it's a way
to
distract us from our purpose here in this dimension.
After a while, it literally makes me dizzy.
Yeah.
So that can't be good for you.
That's why you ain't supposed to know about that shit. The normies ain't supposed to know about that shit. And we are the normies at that point.
But then you sit and you think that there are people that's their job to sit around and think about this stuff. And it's like, if you're ever around some of these people that are like that, the supposed big brain people, as far as practical everyday living and life, they're very inept. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what good is it to sit there and calculate all this stuff if you can't go out here, if you don't have the ability to go out and check the oil in your car, or change a tire, or plant a sunflower? Do something of this realm.
Yeah.
So is it just another distraction?
Yes.
And therefore a psyop from somebody.
Yes. They have turned the internet into one big psyop because in a way, the early internet, someone described this perfectly. it was like everybody had their own group back in the day, and that was all right.
And that within that, cyber is a different realm.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
just
now
like
you've
real
got
life, though. Everybody
worlds,
has their own groups.
but you've got worlds within worlds. And that was like we were watching. What was the name of the game? We were watching Markiplier play the
The Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another
It's
one
a
of
wonderful
those.
game, but he was playing the super deluxe version, and I'm like, shit, I don't got that.
It's brain breaking on some of the things, and the developers, they were like, that they were trying to prove that there was not free will. Now, this has been a theory that I've heard before, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Even if you have limited, they didn't prove you didn't have free will. They proved as far as that within limited choices, people's free will is he still had free will as far as which choice he made. That was not an appropriate test as far as determining that free will does not exist. It was just limiting, the choices, and therefore what choices could be made were limited.
Right. But you still had free will the whole time to do whatever.
So it proved nothing.
Yeah.
So some of these supposed big brains, they sitting around doing all these mental gymnastics, building castles online while their own house is falling down around them.
Yep.
Which is remarkably sad.
It really is.
And within the movie, It's a Wonderful Life, there are so many positive messages. Even as far as Donna Reed's character, who was his wife, who's George Bailey's wife. And there was this dilapidated old house that she loved it. It was this old rundown house, but she loved that house, and that was where she wanted to live. And so they had worked so hard to try it. She had worked really hard to do the renovations and stuff on it. And that was just like, as far as the, oh goodness, I can't remember what the name of the thing is on a stair when you first grab the, there's like the knob.
I don't know. That's it. It's just a fence ball.
There's an official name and I can't think of it right now.
And sometimes they're in the shape of a cone, and it's just like a rounded cone.
And that he, that was one of his annoyances, was that it wasn't fixed. And I'm thinking, why the hell didn't you fix that?
Right.
Because he would grab hold of it and it would come off in his hand, and he would just sit it back where it was instead of going and getting whatever to fix it. Because he was not a wealthy man.
No.
At all. And it's like his job was to help other people who were not wealthy people own homes. That was, his father had started, it was a savings and loan, and I don't know anything about any of that stuff worked. All I know is that when you had the main, he was the bad guy, Mr. Potter was his name, and he hated that, savings and loan, because he wanted people to continue to live in his rundown shacks so that he could control them. And so without the character of George Bailey, Mr. Potter's dream was fulfilled. And how horrible that was. And so sometimes the wonderful thing is that at the end of it, when George realized what he had lost, he didn't sit there and go, oh, wow, I was a help to all these other people. It was what he had lost, because he had lost his wife and his children. Because without him, they wouldn't have been. I mean, his wife ended up being a spinster.
What's that?
They used to call them old maids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
She never married without him. And he wanted to go back. And so when he was allowed to come back and have his life again, and he was running up the stair to see the one child named Zuzu that had
Zuzu
her
and Wham
roses. Yeah, that was the Zuzus and Wham Whams. Those who know. And as he was going up the stairs, and he grabbed hold of the stair post thingy, and it came off in his hand again, and he looked at that with new eyes and saw that in a way of appreciation.
Yep.
And it's like,
Gratitude.
absolutely. And we've got so many people trying to escape this realm, wondering and pondering about all this shit that means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It means nothing.
Yep.
While we've got people that could benefit by this knowledge, that could benefit by practical knowledge. And I know I got a lot of Virgo in my chart, and that'd be coming through. But I'm like, there's these people that have this big brain stuff, and instead of them pondering about how many angels can dance on the head of a pin, why can't they be coming up with ways to recycle garbage?
Right.
As far as these areas
Make
on
stuff with that garbage.
Yeah, to make stuff with that garbage on these areas of the planet that's desert. Ways to bring water to those areas. Mm-hmm. Instead of sitting there going, there's 15 million existences. What if there is? Which even on that, you've got to think about it. It's like, as far as we understand, it's one soul per customer. Mm-hmm. And then to have all these other experiences going on at the same time, that would be like having dissociative identity disorder, that's a mess.
That's a mindfuck right there.
Yeah. To be whole, to be one.
Yep.
To be singular with purpose. And that purpose being to help others, be in service to others. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Final thoughts, kid. You're sitting over there like a deer caught in the headlights.
I really am. I really am, and I'm just nodding and smiling.
It's like, oh God, Mama's in nerd mode again.
No, it's all right.
It's always there, just slowly beneath the surface.
It's all right. It's just like, this is stuff I need to study upon.
No, you really don't. Because I would tell you something, I would rather deal with somebody, and it's horrible how not all, some of these quote-unquote educated people look down on people who know how to do practical things. Mm-hmm. But those people that know how to do the practical things are the ones that they call when they don't know how to fix a toilet.
Right. Or a car.
Uh-huh.
Or electronics. Lights.
Anything like that, yeah. So, it's like, no, somebody who has practical, real-world knowledge, as opposed to those people that can plaster a wall with whatever papers. Give me the practical people each and every time. Those are the real people.
Yep.
So that's it. That's your.
I mean, that's more on your end, than mine. Meaning, I agree with everything you said. That's just not what I was thinking. Because you're smarter than I am.
No, I'm not. It's a different type. You know things. That's why your value, your opinion is so valuable to me. I learn things from you. Yeah.
I don't know how that goes, but yeah.
I learn things each and every day from you. Yeah. And I'm grateful for you.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you, baby. So I didn't mean to steal your thunder in the least.
No, you didn't. It's just like...
He's just happy he doesn't have a kidney stone right now.
Yeah. Except I got another one, and it's like...
Maybe moving. Oh, good God.
Oh, yeah.
Well, more prayers for Kid. If you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, you can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And
Did
that
y'all
link
hear
will be
that?
I'm sitting there going, what is that noise?
Did y'all hear that? That was a Coke bottle.
Because he didn't take his ADHD medicine again today. Anyhow, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. It's there in the description box. Description box, yeah.
And the description box.
Yeah.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good...
Know that you're loved. Yeah. And we're glad that you're here. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Bye.